Good morning. We are here at the 62nd edition of the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show at the Azimut Yacht Display, of course. This is Federico Ferrante from Azimut-Benetti, and we are here premiering for the Americas the brand new Azimut Yacht Flybridge 53. We feel like we always want to share with as many of our enthusiasts and passionate customers what we do, and so if you cannot be here with us at the boat show, we feel like we want to give you a very comprehensive tour of the boat, like if you would be. So follow me and we'll go through this 53 in deep details. So starting from the Transom, this is where innovation begins, because this is the first Flybridge collection model where we decided to have an asymmetric layout. As you can see, unlike our other Flybridge collection model, here you have the access from the cockpit only on one side, which we believe is more than sufficient. As you can see, it's very, very wide. I will go back there, but just I want to give you this proportion. So extremely comfortable. And this allows for many different advantages that we will see going through the cockpit, and we believe though that on a boat of this size was definitely a right choice. So the first thing that you see that is different is, of course, the asymmetric layout of the entry to the cockpit. Platform, of course, hydraulic platform, is 900 pound net capacity, so that gives an idea of the kind of tender you can pick, hydrojet or outboard, as long as within the 900 pounds, which is extremely generous. It can fit on the platform. Of course, jet skis as well, that would be easier. Another interesting feature is the crew quarters slash what we call toy room. Let's see how we can do this from a camera standpoint. Yeah, maybe you go in there, I'll describe it, I don't need to be there. We offer this basically in three configurations. The standard is an empty area. Then we have the same area equipped with the full crew quarter, with the head, of course, a bed, a cabinetry, and so on and so forth. And then we introduce, based on the market demand, this solution, which is a sort of a midway. As you can see, is very well equipped to store all of a variety of equipment that typically our customers like to have with them on boats this size. So you name it, water toys, fishing gear, diving gear, cleaning products. So it's a very versatile, useful usage of this space, which is of course dry, and but also drained. So you can, for instance, this is a perfect location for wetsuits. If you like to dive or kite surfing, this can host all your sails and all your kites and your boards, and then this is the area where you would put your wetsuits, and they drain right out. So it's a very versatile area. We call it the toy room because is an area dedicated to toys and gear. Of course, beautiful natural light and natural ventilation, important for a crew quarter, of course, a solution, but also natural ventilation is also important for instead storing toys and gears. You always want to make sure to have a good airflow and make sure there's no mildew, no smells, so natural ventilation works well also for the toy room. Going up, this is your shore power locker. As you can see, the cable is coming out. What I want to talk to you about briefly here is how easy and convenient it is. So we opted for, of course, 50 amps service, as you can see. This is the switch which controls the retractable automatic cable, which is called Glendenning Cable Master, and you have a 50 amps service. When you have only one on, this is sufficient to feed the entire boat. Requires some power management. You cannot have all your load on one cord, but most of the time you will be more than plenty and enough with one cord only, and that's why this is very convenient to put in and out. In case you have a full boat of guests, you need a lot of loads of power, you have another cord here that is another 50 amps. This is a manual cord that you plug into the dock, and when you plug the second cord, automatically the system dedicates 150 amp service only to the air conditioning, and the other one feed the rest of the boat. And now you have plenty of power. You have 100 amps of power. So this is why I wanted to give you just a brief view. Of course, here is your basics. So shore water inlet here, manual bilge pump, emergency, and automatic shower for when you come out of the water. This is where you take out your shower and shower before getting onto the boat. Getting in the cockpit. So this is where you can appreciate and understand the benefits of the asymmetric layout decision, which also carry through the cockpit. As you can see, we have been able now to provide a much larger sofa. Is an L shape instead of a C shape that would be forced by the two axes. You know, pictured here another stairs going down to the beach platform. You would be basically cutting completely off this entire section and move it here. So the sofa in the area would be much smaller. This way, with this asymmetric layout, we think we have been able to provide a 62-64 cockpit size seating area in 53 feet. So we think was actually very well received by the market, which is what mattered the most, and we are happy to understand it was a good decision. That being said, news in the cockpit. Brand new table material. We'll see these materials also brought up to the Flybridge and the bow, and is all synthetic. But look at it. Look at the beauty. If I wouldn't tell you, you wouldn't know. And is seamless, so we can play with the materials with, as you can see, a trim of a different color that our style department picked to match the grain and the color of the main core of the stables, and is all synthetic, so it looks natural, it feels natural. Right now there is probably 40 degrees, as you can see, Celsius obviously, as you can see from my sweating, and I put my hand on the table, it feels cold. So also the feeling is of natural stone, but doesn't have any of the problems of natural stones. So it's not affected by fluids, it's not affected by acid like lemon, orange, margarita spills that will damage permanently a natural stone. This is indestructible, solid, and a new intro coming from this 53 Flybridge introduction. This is another area where, of course, is your outdoor bar, but has some new features, which are this. You might think that they are just bottle holder. They are, but that's half of what they do, meaning halfway they hold the bottle, but they are refrigerator. They're full refrigerator, so once you put your wine bottles in here, they keep these two holders keep them cold. They are electrically operated, refrigerated. That's why when you don't use them, they have cap, so water doesn't get into them, and they are it's a nice feature, no? It's always nice to have cold wine or champagne out there. You have of course, your sink, ice maker. This area can be fit with a refrigerator or ice maker, a choice, and of course, storage for your coasters or whatever, your bottle openers, whatever convenient you want to always have here at the bar station. Of course, this unit is equipped with our Platinum audio video package, so you will see there is a lot of speakers and music controls strategically located in the areas where you need them. So this is the controls which control your music in the cockpit. Turning around, we have our signature panel, which I always like to show because also this is very smart. Instead of going through your DC breakers every time you leave the boat and put on and off of what you think or what you're not comfortable to leave on, you don't touch your breaker bar, your DC breaker bar, and just by touching this switch, which is the service battery switch, and moving it the other way, you basically turn off the power to all the DC system. And when you come back on the boat, you just move one lever, which is that, and then everything you left on will come back on. Lights, for instance, if you do it now, you will see all the lights will go off, so you don't need to go through the boat and turn off all the switches of the lights. Come back to the boat, turn that on, all the lights will come back on. Very clever. The other, obviously, are battery switches, generator, port engine, starboard engine. Talking about engine, and we'll talk about it through this walkthrough again, because there is many areas which have been affected by the decision. But of course, this 53 Fly follows the 78, the 78 and the 68, so our new Flybridge collection, the Alberto Mancini design line of the Flybridge, and is IPS power. So this 53 Fly is powered by Volvo Penta IPS 950. So very strong power, maneuverability incredible. We went through all the advantages of IPS. For me, the biggest advantage of IPS, I always repeat it since years now, is vibration and noise. I mean, how the IPS propulsion kills completely versus the traditional shaft line. Vibration and noise is just unbelievable, is a no-brainer. And among all the other advantages, starting from 30% less fuel burn, which is good for your pocket and for our little poor planet, you know, it's a smart decision. And we'll see also how it affects the layout, especially of the lower decks. While we are here in the cockpit, probably we take a quick look at the engine room. While we're talking about engines, I think it comes out natural, and because it's worth it. Beautiful engine room, and I'll go down there so you can see that also the access is actually very comfortable and safe. And maybe you want to come down here with me. There is plenty of room for both of us, Josh, so feel free to come down. So these are the IPS 950 we were talking about, of course 2 of them, but look at the amount of room that there is in this engine room. You actually, Josh, you must be more than 6 feet tall, and you are standing. I mean, you're looking at me now, but I'm looking at you. You are standing, and you probably have 6-7 inches above your head. So this engine room is simply fantastic. You have your Kohler generator here, obviously on the port side, is 21 kW, so full of power for anything you need. Your engines, we talk about that. Look at the accessibility. This is the component of the engine room, so is your Seakeeper, and is Seakeeper number 9 as far as their nomination of the models. So perfect stability on board. And then, of course, your main electrical panel with your breakers, which I always like to actually show our customers and enthusiasts the way panels looks on the inside, just to give an idea also of our you know, backstage quality. Next to me is of course our firefighting system, while I untangle this opening device, and let's take a look in here. So this gives you an idea of how we work backstage. This is things that typically you don't see, and I always love to show them. These are actually your AC shore power and generator distribution contactors, but as you can see, all wires are perfectly named. We provide customers with both paper and digital electrical diagram, so whenever there is a problem, an electrician comes on board, and you know, the now remotely old school legend of the Italian spaghetti electrical system design back in 25 years ago is long time gone. That's why I always like to show also the technical part of our design, because this is top quality, second absolutely to none. As you can see, every single cable is named, labeled. Panels are all IPS, of course, proof. All the best components, ABB. I mean, you can't go better than that as far as branding. While we are here, that is your fuel tank with independent valves in case of need of flowing and removing or replacing fuel on one tank only. The tanks are 2, they are interconnected. As you can see, that's the big hose is the one which connects the 2 tanks to make sure the level is equal. But you can also separate and close each tank and work on your fuel independently if the need be. You always want to have a fresh water source in the engine room to wash the bilges and maintenance and so on and so forth. Another actually important factor, if you turn around, actually I'll go here where you were so they see exactly how tall this area is. Look, this is where Josh was before and this is me now, so this is what I was talking about, the amount of room that I have here. And this, for instance, is an area where typically there will be a lot of work going on because you want to make sure that your strainers are always clean. And look how comfortable this position is. I mean, really, I can operate on my strainers very, very easily. While we are here, you might wonder what this is. Why we have a strainer here apparently doing nothing. All our Azimut yachts are provided with what we call water maker predisposition. If you don't want to get a water maker from us, even though we offer it on the price list, because you have a preference for another brand that you want to buy from your local service provider where the boat will end up being, that's perfectly fine. A pain of installing a water maker aftermarket is that you need to take your boat out of the water, make a hole in the hull to make sure that the water maker gets water from the ocean that converts into fresh water. Well, by simply doing this in production, which costs basically nothing, is the cost of material, we provide every boat already with the predisposition of the water maker. Very, very clever. So once you want to install a water maker, the only thing they do, this valve, of course, right now is closed. You keep it closed, you unplug this, and you put your line to your water maker, and you're done. You can have a water maker installed in your marina without spending a penny to take it out of the water, and have a hose drill on your hull, which also you don't want that done, if you can, by anybody else than the manufacturer. So this is what this abandoned strainer is for. Everything else, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory. We can go through it real quick. That, of course, is our hydraulic pack for platform and gangway. So you see all your electro valve, or those all these black funky things right here. These are valves where the oil pass through. And then when you press buttons around the boat, what you do, you send a signal to those guys. They open and close and allow fluid of oil under pressure to rams and pistons. And when you see things moving, everything happens from there. Right next to it, that is your fresh water pump. Very easy, very accessible, as you can see. So pumps are very reliable. As you can see, we use Janeski, which is the best brand of pump in the industry still. A freshwater pump is one of those components which works a lot and need and require maintenance, so we always put them in position where maintenance is easy, relatively easy. We are in 53 feet and we are talking about technical components, so you can expect to service a freshwater pump sitting on a sofa, but that is, relatively speaking, a very accessible and serviceable position. That is your DC electrical panel. Inside, I can assure you, is done exactly like the AC we just looked at, so I will not waste your time. But you can appreciate also all the grounding and bonding, the yellow-green wires down there. That is all the grounding and bonding system. That gives you an idea of the quality of execution and accessibility. Right there on your left, that is the air conditioning system. Is a chill loop system from Dometic. Dometic is a worldwide leader in air conditioning system, marine and recreational RVs. So we couldn't select a better supplier for the air conditioning system. Another system that, especially down here in Florida, works 24/7 relentlessly, no stop. Here, going on the bulkhead, of course, you have your battery charger, which is that guy right here, gray and white, the Quick branded. But next to it is a new intro, and that is called Clearline. That's exactly it, Josh. That is our Clearline system, which is a very smart equipment that we offer as an option. And what it does, it basically completely remove the need of descaling of the air conditioning system. In few words, what that means, especially in climates like tropical Florida and so on and so forth, quite often the air conditioning system has a build-up. There is a build-up through the piping where the water flows, and and therefore you need to take it apart and clean it. It's expensive, take the system out of commission for a while. They were very clever, the Electro-C, introducing Clearline, and they basically manufacture, engineer a system which through a chemical reaction completely prevent any build-up in the air conditioning system. So this boat is equipped with the Electro-C Clearline. Very, very clever decision, especially for hot climate and where boats stay in the water 12 months of the year and the air conditioning runs non-stop. So very, very good new addition. I think, I hope, actually I didn't exaggerate as far as the time spent in the engine room. And let's go up, because this is my favorite place in every boat, but not necessarily everybody else. So I'm sure that we have so much more to show. So we did cover the cockpit. I think while we are facing these stairs, why don't we go up to the Flybridge? Oops. At least you have understood the quality and weight. Oh, sorry, can't forget this. Cockpit docking station. Of course, is an option. For me, it would be a no-brainer, especially because this is a boat which in most instances will be owner-operated. So if you move maybe here, I want to just show how docking will really, with the joystick, remember IPS 950 propulsion, so already super easy to maneuver, but now you're talking about having a joystick here. So you can literally be exactly as I am, one hand, two finger, and you control completely all your bow line, all your stern, all your side, and with the movement you can dock this boat really as a piece of cake. So this is a nice little addition. I'm not saying that you need it. From the Flybridge on the Helm you can still do a great job. If you want that extra comfort, doing it from here, you really feel that you are in control, because it makes everything easier. You're closer to the elements and you can control the boat from here. So very nice little option addition. Let's move up to the Flybridge. Walking up, you will have noticed that the Flybridge is equipped with a plexiglass door, which is actually, being the cockpit so livable, you want to make sure that when there is bad weather and rain, by closing this hatch, no rain will come down the cockpit. So, and also if you have kids, young kids, this is a boat which could be purchased by young family which have young kids. You know, small children here on the Flybridge, already some work to make sure that they don't do anything they are not supposed to be doing. Closing that will take a big risk, actually the biggest risk away, that they kind of fall off. Now, this is where we have, with Alberto Mancini design, we introduced you know, some significant changes, because this area is so versatile and so packed of feature that we have never seen it before. So of course the sofa, that goes without saying, extremely comfortable as far as the width of the seating. You can see I always like to show that my seating area is perfectly ergonomic, nice back support, designed to spend hours here lounging and chit-chatting with friends and family. Very versatile. So you see it now in what we call the coffee table lounging configuration, and I really make myself at home, because at the end this is what people on the boat do. But if imagine yourself here with a drink and chit-chatting with your friend, maybe a pillow under your heels, and you are in this coffee table kind of configuration of the sofa, which is you know, more designed to spend time with friends and family. But you want to have now an al fresco dining on your Flybridge, because the weather is beautiful. So what you do, with a simple push of a button, you pull up this electrically operated table, and I'll try, well, while the table comes up, you will notice that it's made with the same exact material as the table in the cockpit we talked about before. So of course consistency, and look how beautiful it goes color-wise with the Battleline upgraded fabric of the cushions, the paint, so everything is color match. You have these tones of white and grays. Of course you want to remove your boat shows accessories, and you can basically, simply by sliding this, look how easy it is, and unfolding it, here you go. Now you have dining for comfortable 6 people. And of course there is a mechanism here which makes the table comes in a more dining position just by pulling this. I don't know if you see my hand here, but it's a very spring-loaded, super easy, reliable mechanism. And you pull the table back, you expand it, and here you go. 2 chairs there, 1 person here, 1 person here, 2 here, and now you're fresco dining for 6 people. Put it back, close it, all manual, super efficient. Put it down, you lower it, we will not waste your time going through the mechanism again, and back you go into, after dinner, coffee table configuration. So very clever usage of space and componentry. Let's move to the, while we were talking about lounging and so on and so forth, of course you have another bar cabinet on the Flybridge with another sink. In this case there is room for a grill and storage and trash. Your trash bag will go here and you have room for storage there. And in this case we opted for a refrigerator here. Sorry, a refrigerator here. So you have, remember, an ice maker down in the lower bar, and which is, by the way, 5 steps away, and the refrigerator on the Flybridge. So this is your fully equipped outdoor bar on the Flybridge. And once you don't need it, it disappears. This can work very well. Has a countertop to put drinks and so on and so forth, or just elegantly make the bar disappear. Let's go to the Flybridge Helm station. Oh, by the way, I forgot, I will show you maybe later, the storage under the Flybridge sofa. So under those cushion, under this cushion, there is a dry storage, so you can put under there whatever you want that will never get wet. And under the longer cushion there is as long and as deep storage for all your covers, for instance. That would be a perfect spot where you remove all your cover, you go out boating, you never know where to put them. That's a perfect spot. You put them down there, they disappear, and they're gone. So that's all. That sofa, of course, is clever use of space. Helm, ergonomics, once again, visibility perfect. I have my cup holder here, very important. Nice little lip here, perfect example of the purpose. That's my daughter. And you know, so my companion, friend, significant other, my wife, cruising. So look at this helm, 53 feet, and you can really stay on this Flybridge if it's not too cold or not too hot. This is where I would basically spend my time driving my 53 Azimut. And once you are on autopilot, of course, you can take it even more easy and just relax. Make sure that you check your surroundings, safety first always. But look at this, it's pure comfort. All the control you need are here. Your horn, of course, so your mute for your alarm system and your bilge. Very equipped, of course, you have all your control. The joystick location is perfect. Now you're getting into the marina. You didn't order your docking station from the cockpit, so you're docking from here. And again, you know, nice place where to hold. This is what I will do. And with my hand, look, I'm checking my bow, I'm checking my stern. I know exactly where I'm going. I actually can see from here my stern platform. So really, I can exactly see how much is the distance between my stern platform and the dock from here. So last, but surely not least for this area and the control, you might wonder what these are. And these are the control. Now look up, because we have magic happen. And I always say, of course, during the day, beautiful as well. Sometimes the sun is a little hard on us, like today. I love this feature personally at night. Beautiful night in the islands, and you remember and know those black sky full of stars. And imagine now you're having an alfresco dinner here on the Flybridge. You leave this open, you don't have the sun making you sweat like I'm doing now. And this is where this pays off. So, and you feel how quiet and fast the movement is. I'm actually, I'm old enough where that I was part of the first retractable awning being introduced on the market, and they were, of course, slower and louder. And now it just blows you away how the technology evolved, and this, you cannot even hear it moving, and it's super fast. While it's open, look at the quality of the paint job. This is all done in-house. Of course, the KVH domes you're looking at, the Garmin radar, everything you see there comes in the standard white, including the VHF antennas. And we paint them the same color of the hardtop, as you can see, to match, all in-house, and that you can appreciate the level of quality of the paint job. Also, an evolution from a design standpoint. While we have our 60 Fly next door, we're moving to black trim windshield. So the new Alberto Mancini design, and which characterized the 53, the 68, the 78, the S10, the tri-deck. They all come with the black trim windshield. Let's now go to the bow. Well, so we finished the exterior. The bow is really worth it. I didn't cover the area in front of the helm on the Flybridge, not purposely, I kind of forgot again. But bottom line, you have seen it through the video, is an amazing sunbathing area. 3 adults fit there perfectly. And again, if you look at the Flybridge, you can be you and your significant other or friend at the helm. You have another 2-3 people in the area in front of the helm, and another 5-6 people sitting comfortably on the sofa behind you. So do the math. It's a Flybridge of 53 feet where 10 people at least can fit very comfortably and have a good time just in that area. Now we move to this outdoor area. Beautiful, comfortable sofa. Now the ergonomics are even furtherly extended because this is really a lounging configuration. So picture, I can always, of course, adjustable backrest, which go down just by the press. And now I am really in a beautiful lounging, everything is comfortable, is really designed to relax and spend a good time. And of course, we have shade provided by our 4 carbon fiber poles with the bimini connected to it. As I said, sofa is extremely comfortable, wide seating, nice support. Of course, bear with me, the support is as much as it can be and is actually good. Remember, there is a helm station right behind us, so this backrest cannot be too high. You want to make sure that you have a good visibility also from the main helm, which exactly is the main helm. We talk about the adjustable backrest, so very flexible this area. I'll show you the ergonomics as usual. I don't mind to lay down and pretend to lay in the sun. And now look at this, perfect angle, magazine, book, iPad with my news. I mean, the position is perfect. And instead, if I wanna lay in the sun, all I do is just push down, and that again gives you an idea of how solid the mechanisms are. And now I am sunbathing, taking a nap, probably, that would be my case, in a very comfortable ergonomic position. While we are here, another technical part, just briefly, but gives you an idea, extremely easy, sorry, extremely easy anchor solution. Of course, you control your up and down here. These are safety switch. You don't want to make sure that you without purpose push them. So in order to control them, you need to open them like this. That's why they have this cover, because so when you accidentally walk on them, you can control the winch. But then instead, now it's disconnected the breaker. But when you want to operate them, you just make sure that you remove the safety panel, and now just with the touch of your foot up and down, and you can control your anchor. As you can see, position is very safe when you want to do and see what is going on. It's very easy and safe. Always remember this. I often see boats where you know, they're out cruising and you see that this device, you always want to make sure that this is fully and safely engaged. Very, very, very important. Let's go now and do the interior. We walk back this way so you can see that the sidewalks are very comfortable, very wide. Handrail is properly positioned, so in case of bad weather, I don't feel in any way unsafe. While we are here, you will appreciate this line, because if you take a look again online at the picture of the 53, now that you see this line, you will understand what it does from a cosmetic standpoint. And this is really where the designer genius comes into place, because it's really break the structure in 2 areas and create that sort of design feature that just by really creating the recess and making it a darker color, give a different perspective and geometry and volume to the entire boat. So take a look at the picture online of the 53, the profile, and then you'll tell me if I'm right or wrong. If you turn around, first thing I want you to look at is the door, because look at the way the door put the inside and the outside into communication. Of course, the 53 is a galley aft. That's what we call a galley aft layout. So the galley is here, and it actually is the middle point between the outdoor lounging and dining and the indoor lounging and dining. So it's very conveniently located to cater both areas in the same way. Doors are something that I also always like to cover, because I feel like, unless you know, you see me all the time doing a lot of movement, a lot of moving this, moving that. In order to move three pieces of doors, you need to move. That is all for your safety, and I'll show you why. We always think about kids on board, so now your door is fully open. This door is the one which will have to go all the way there. So you figure, why do I need to stop both ways? Well, if it wouldn't be locked, let's say that you forgot to make it engage, and the typical guy with the jet skis pass by and create a lot of wake, enough for the door to move, and your kid is passing by, and now the door sling. That's why you want this. You don't want your kid to be there and this door be able to slam all the way. So the little extra effort that you need to do to operate the doors, believe me, is worth it every single second and penny. And this is why doors are designed this way. While we are here, another important element that I want you to appreciate: no steps. So from the cockpit to the salon, there is no steps, thanks to this oversized drainage system. Remember, I always repeat that we are either forced to put a strong step there to avoid the potential backflush to come into the salon, or by code we need to oversize the drain, which of course for new model and new boats is a no-brainer. So that's what we do, and it's beautiful that you don't have to step over anything. Galley. While you're on that side, refrigerator. And first of all, I want you to look at this. Look how beautiful it is. The contrast between your oak and your lacquer trim. This is an Achille Salvagni interior design. So we're talking about an Alberto Mancini exterior design paired with an Achille Salvagni interior design. So this is his signature decor style. So very metallic oak, put aside completely different contrast trims that you will see through the layout of the boat to create this very harmonic effect. So look at this. This is a refrigerator. Think about it. It looks everything but an appliances or a refrigerator. Magnetic operated handle, so you don't have that clucking feeling. And then the door moves with the door of the refrigerator, so you don't have to open a door and then a door. And of course you have your built-in freezer as well. This gives you also a good idea of the capacity of the refrigerator. Storage on top of your refrigerator. And once you're done, again, this is an aft galley, so is a galley which is part of the living space. That's why we needed to make it the most elegant possible, and that's why you don't want to have a stainless steel refrigerator visible here, but you want to have something which completely disappear elegantly. Storage, as usual. I love to go through storage. So look at this. This is your spice cabinets, big storage. Sorry for the amount of water there. We are at the boat show, and in Florida, and it's super hot, so thank God we have a lot of water. Miele appliances. This is of course your stove. This is your hood, operated and controlled from here, but also manual, always working, reliable natural ventilation. You're making, in my case, I will be making my pasta sauce and my pasta pot boiling. You open the window and everything gets sucked out without making the boat smell. Manual, reliable, lock into place, done. Every single inch. Actually, yesterday I was talking to a customer, the wife of a customer. They currently own an Azimut 72 Flybridge, and they have another Azimut 72 Flybridge on order because they love it so much that they use it for almost 4 years, and they just want the same thing all over again. And she told me that she loved also the presentation of this video and so on and so forth, and she said, Azimut is the only brand where you guys put storage in every single inch, and believe me, she said, I find things that I put in every single storage you design. So she was very rewarding. So this is how what we do. Every single available inch of the storage and of volume is used for storage. This, of course, is your silverware. We always like to point out the details. So you see Azimut logo on every single piece, custom made for us. at Azimut Yachts, therefore for our customer. Big, nice pantry storage here, and trash, double trash, recycle and not. Storage here, you see every single volume available is not left to unused. Same goes here, remember, push, so elegant. This is your salad bowl, which stays here on a neoprene base, so no risk to damage or noise. Storage here, and when I say push is because, again, this is an aft galley, so part of the living space. We want it to be as elegant and as sleek as possible when not operational. That's why you don't see any handles in here. It's all push. This is also a push system, and this, remember, operate this way because this is your oven. In case you were wondering what it is, this door disappears, and this is your Miele combined microwave oven. Then when you're done, you take this panel, look, close it, push it in, and disappears. Look how beautiful. Last but surely not least, this is where all your china store. Remember, thinking about every single detail. So safety device, navigation, this way don't move, so remember to lock it. And then you take it out and look at this. Every single piece has a neoprene detail here, double purpose, no damages and no noise of rattling. And every single piece has his own position. This is rack number 1, and here you have rack number 2. And if it's not enough, down there you have your big pasta or steak tray. And here you have another one. So this is where your china is located. So we were talking about sleek. You might have pointed at the floor here, so people might wonder why you have those two interesting, to say the least. Well, pickup for hatches. Under here, we need to make them openable. I will not go ahead and open them because these are your fuel senders. So you remember before we were in the engine room? Under here is exactly where your fuel tank are located. And fuel tank, you want them to be the big as possible, as wide as possible. We make them to basically use all the volume where they are located. So they come almost all the way to the ceiling. A fuel sender is something which is a bar with a floating device which is as long as the tank, and this floating device floats onto this bar and sends a magnetic signal to your helm. That's how you know how much fuel you have in your tanks. Well, fuel senders not often, but sometimes require maintenance or replacement, and you want to make sure that they are easily maintainable or replaceable because they are a very crucial part of your navigation. We have two. Remember, the tanks are connected to each other, so technically this is redundant, but we want it to be redundant. This is why you have these two hatches, because you lift them, there is an unscrewable hatch, and that's how you take out your fuel sender, which are this long. Basically, that's why you needed to take them out from here in case of maintenance. Well, we are more on a technical topic. Look at this, perfection. This is a DC and AC electrical panel, so perfectly located at the entrance, very conveniently located. Everything, of course, double language, Italian and English. And this is where you control all your protection, all your breaker for your AC system, as well as your source. Where you get your power from. So as you can see, shore 1 and shore 2. Remember at the beginning we talked about two shore power. Genset, you can start and stop your genset from here without the need to go into the engine room. And then from this selector, once the genset is on, always remember, turn on the genset first and then load it. It's better for the machine. And then you just switch this switch, very easy, manual. You put it on this, and power will come from the genset. This is where you see how much power you have and how much amperage draw. This is the power we have right now, and this is the amperage that we are consuming. And this is your DC, without going into the details, but all your DC components are protected by breakers. All your breakers are here. Once you're done setting this up, remember, we talked about at the beginning, that switch, that's exactly what it does. Instead of you coming here when you leave the boat and have to switch off all the breakers to protect your DC systems, that obviously is battery switch, so DC. By switching that switch on and off, you're basically killing the power to this. You don't need to come here. You see how many they are? It's probably 30 components, instead of going through them with that switch, you kill them all and you turn them all on at one time with one switch. You close this, disappear, beautiful leather wrap countertop, and you know, beauty come into place and also function. Here, this is of course could be storage or equipment, as in this case. This boat was equipped with a wine cooler, which I think goes perfectly there. And we have a very comprehensive audio-video system, sorry, on this American version. So that is where your salon, TV equipment and Bose system are located. And still part of the audio-video system, unfortunately, but also very well welcome, are your UPSs. So those are battery banks which both protect your audio-video system, but also are the ones which you need, and now probably you understand why we need these pieces of equipment. You are in the middle of watching a movie and you decide to move the boat, or your family is watching a movie, you need to move the boat, so you need to transfer power from shore power to generator. And if without those guys right there, the movie will stop. You will lose power for a certain amount of time, and then you will get power again once you put the generator online, but the TV, the satellite TV, the movie will be gone and you have to start all over from scratch. Because of that, instead, is what we call a seamless transfer. So you will move from shore power to generator, and those guys will provide constant power to your appliances and audio-video system, and the movie will basically keep on going without interference. Let's move here. This is, again, another very versatile area. I left it out up into a dining configuration. It's the same similar mechanism of the table upstairs, the Flybridge. The only difference, of course, this is in dining. In here you have a very easy leaf. Look at this, magnetic to stay in place. These are magnets. You just remove it and it fits under there. If you really want it out of the way, there is a storage under that cushion where you can put this and it's gone. And then you just simply really push these two together, and simple button here, arrow up and down, so very self-explanatory. You press this button, table goes down. Actually, let me put it in the coffee table configuration. Same system that you looked at before. Push it out, so it's more in a coffee table configuration. Put the table down, and here you go. In a matter of probably 15 seconds, you have transformed an area from full dining for 6 people, comfortably seated, into lounging coffee table. Now remember, the TV is right there in that cabinet. You see that you see this white line here. This is the high-low for the TV, controlled from another high-low switch right behind that lamp. You see that arrow switch up and down. That's what controls the TV. And now look at me. After dining, you take this down and you watch your favorite movie in full comfort, air conditioned. You have 2 lounging size sofa areas, and the coffee table down. You can really have 4 or 5 adults watch a movie in full comfort, like you would be really in my home. Once I am on my sofa at home watching a movie, I'm not more comfortable than this. I don't have more space than this. That's all I need. And I'm in a 53 feet yacht instead. So this is really the creativity and genius of layout. Of course, the other side goes without saying, but you have another, I wouldn't call this a love seat. This is an actual 3-seater sofa, full size. We'll put the table back up together later. We don't want to waste your time. So we're gonna move forward. Again, remember, you probably didn't notice, but we saw the china, we saw the silverware. We didn't see any glass. There you go. Here is where all your glasses are. So your wine glasses, water glasses, red wine glasses, everything is here. Same level of finishing. So wood carved for the shape of each glass, neoprene insert, no noise, no damages, and more than anything, out of your way. Who wants glasses all over the galley? So this was a perfect volume, which could have been paneled and not used. Instead, our technical department, again, perfect usage of space, and they created something that store your glasses away. You open when you need it, and when you don't, becomes a beautiful detail to look at. Let's move here to the heart of the 53 Fry internal layout from a technical standpoint. Again, clever usage of stores. We go back to that lady yesterday, which made me very proud. Again, now that you see it, of course, you would put 2 drawers there, but not necessarily, and not all the boats out there. And remember, every drawer, every hinge, every locking mechanism is labor, material, cost, and we just want to give our customer the best product possible, so we don't cut corners, and everywhere we can, we provide them what they want, what that lady said yesterday. I love that my boat has storage everywhere, and it's amazing how I find things that belongs in every single hole you made become a storage. And that is exactly why we do it this way. Helm, very comprehensive. We went through the helm up on the Flybridge. Maybe we talk about the Seakeeper in the engine room. I'm just trying to, well, this boat, side power bow thruster. Of course, even though with IPS, technically you don't need it, but as I always say, we always like to equip our boats with the optional bow thruster, because for finesse maneuvering on piling, maybe your wife is up in the bow helping, the bow thruster give you that extra finesse of movement that we think for the money is totally worth it. So we always equip our IPS propelled boats with bow thrusters anyway. Little details, I mean, this is your chart light. Nobody uses paper charts anymore, but could be convenient. You know, at night you're navigating and you want all your lights to be as down as possible, and you want to read something. No, you put it on the side here, and it's convenient and also beautiful to look at. Very comprehensive helm. Garmin, of course, Garmin electronics. I always say that all our Volvo Power product come with Garmin electronics, because they join forces and they work together. So a lot of the information that the Volvo engines provide are readable and receivable only by Garmin. They of course create a protocol of communication which are proprietary of them to support each other, makes sense. But also that allows for a manufacturer to do not have a dedicated display for your engines. So you can make your helm super sleek, super nice. You just have a page on each one of the plotter that you want, or even half a page, where you put your engine data and information, and that's why we opt for Garmin with the Volvo propulsion. And this is our monitoring system instead, which is one of the pages of the Garmin system. And just real quick, these are the symbols which takes you through the pages. And this is the page resemble the symbol. This is the symbol for the bilges. Right now you can see there are 4 bilge pump areas, none of which is working right now, which is good, meaning working, they're not on. You don't want to have a bilge pump working. But in case you do, they are displayed here as on. This is your power distribution panel. It tells you that you now are receiving power from the shore. It tells you that you have 26.6 volts on your service battery. Remember the switch in the cockpit that is on now. So this system is powered and tells us how much voltage we have. And is telling us now that right now we have 20 amps of discharge and 0 amp of charge. Remember, battery chargers are always smart. So right now the batteries are probably charged enough that there is discharge but no charge yet. But it's all automatic, managed by the battery charger. Port engine, starboard engine batteries, of course, they are not powered, because remember the switch in the cockpit, they were off. And so that's why you don't see. If I would turn on those switches in the cockpit, you will read the voltage here. Navigation is the controls that you need in order to, you know, when you are moving, when you're running. So of course you have navigation lights, the Flybridge lights, the anchor lights, you have your dimmer. If the instrument lights are too bright, you can dimmer them down. You have your engine room extractors. You can choose automatic on or off, and you can turn on your engine keys from one single button there. Moving down, these are your tanks: fuel, fresh water, black water, and gray water. The black water, of course, the pump you only have on and off. That is a pump that must be controlled by a human. for obvious reason. Versus the gray water, very convenient. You can select also an automatic mode. So when the gray water reaches a certain level, the pump starts in automatic and you never have to worry about pumping out gray water because it does it all by itself. You have your alarm page. In this instance, it's telling us, you see this is also interesting live the way it works. It is telling us that the freshwater tank is empty, basically freshwater low level. And this is an example of what this page will communicate to our customer. Very convenient control of the anchor chain. So we saw before that you control it out there with your feet, but if you're forced to, or you want to control it from the Helm or the Flybridge, you control it through the Garmin display. Me personally, and I'm 27 years in this industry and I've owned boats all my life. I always like to, whatever I know, I like to share it, or at least that's my way of doing. When I operate with an anchor, I always like to be out there and see what's going on. Unless I really need to for some weird reason, I operate my anchor system from the Helm or the Flybridge. Otherwise, I want to be there and see exactly what is going on under my boat and where is my anchor, where is my chain. But in case instead you prefer to do it from here, you can. That's about it. These are the settings where you, of course, change your unit of measure, your languages, your Celsius from Fahrenheit, and you can customize completely the system to your own language and use. I think this is it for the Helm station. Of course, full air conditioning, which is right now blowing, in addition to 2 adjustable air conditioning. We can't show you here, but I can assure you it's blowing. I finally feel good in terms of temperature, and as well you have the defroster of the windshield there. Now we go down to the lower deck where, as I said before, you really will be able to understand and appreciate another one of the advantages of the IPS propulsion, because I really need to remind you, 53 feet. We are on a 53 footer. Look at this lobby. Let me close this door for a second. Look at this lobby. Look at the size of this lobby on 53 feet. 3 cabin, 2 heads, 53 feet. Look what we have been able to achieve thanks to IPS propulsion. So with the IPS propulsion, you no longer need all that room for engine to gear to shaft, which takes a lot of space in the engine room and height. So you can have the engine room much lower and shorter, and that allows you for many advantages starting from here. Now you come down into this lobby, and this is something that I would say you needed 65 feet to have this feeling up to 7-8 years ago. So this is really, it is intense. Don't take it for granted. And going into the details, combo washer dryer and laundry cabinet. So very, again, intelligent usage of space. Customer love this because, of course, this is all your cleaning product, some sheets, some towels, detergent, and so on and so forth, and all your laundry is conveniently located and done here. So not only a very beautiful, loungy, big, spacious, tall, look at this, lobby area to ingress the lower deck that typically is a dark area. Look how light, look how bright it is. You have light coming up from the windshield right into this lobby. I'm sorry, I love this lobby. Maybe I spent a little bit too much time talking about it. Let's dive into the master. Master cabin, again, just 2 steps to come down, and this is again where advantages from the IPS system come into place. 53 feet, look at this master. First of all, look at the height. No? The only place where I start having a height issue is where I would be already sitting to go to bed, right? This is the area, and when I am down in bed, look at this. I have absolutely no constriction at all. I don't feel constricted at all. Look at, I cannot even touch the ceiling of the bed. I get out of bed. This is my natural movement, so I'm not doing any sort of adjustment. And look, full height. Master, full beam, of course. Beautiful, beautiful sofa. This is the typical place where you probably would throw your clothes before going to bed, or at least that's what I would do. But also, is a place that where I saw it the first time on the prototype, I figure, you know what? This is not a bad place where maybe you want to have some peace. Maybe it's the time that you want to read those 20, 30 pages of your book without anything and anyone around you for that half an hour of time for yourself. And look at this. Look at the size of this window. Now you are in the Bahamas, beautiful scenarios on the outside. You had a beautiful day, it's almost the sunset, and you want to chillax and relax a little bit. Look at this. This is perfection. So I love this sofa idea. Is, let's say, counterfaced by instead a full storage equipment area, so, and cabinetry. So we dedicated, you know, the port side of the boat to this lounging sofa. As I said, convenient to throw your clothes at night before going to bed on, or spend some relaxing time. And it's also a beautiful piece to look at, gives that little bit of a depth feeling. But on the other side, instead, you have a very practical storage solution, which we will go and look at. And if you turn around while you're there, I'll show you the main storage solution. The master cabin of the 53 is full of storage. So here you have 2 drawers, a safe, 1, 2, 3, 4 shelves, hanging bar, also for long dresses. All our customers, they ask us to please provide them long dress hanging bars. We listen, we learn, and you know, they like also to spend you know, night out in places where a long gown is needed and required. And so that provide also, you see, full, there's a good section of the hanging bar which is designed for her dresses, and then you have another section which instead is forced to be shorter, so for shirts. And there is a reason why, which I actually love to show you, because that gives you also an idea of how much we think about engineering. Because look at this, look how difficult it is to access and maintain this fan coil. Really no excuses. Nobody can tell us that is an effort to take this filter, clean it, put it back where it belongs after you're done, 3 minutes. 3 minutes, I'm obviously exaggerated. That involves probably a drink in between, and close. So this is how we are engineering all our air conditioning system. Actually, we'll go through all of them and I'll show you how easy it is. But this is the first storage solution. While we are here and while you're there, I think it looks good. I open it and then you show it so we don't look kind of clustered. But this is the second storage solution. Beautiful shelves. Sorry, there is material there, but that also gives an idea of the depth. Those are all the sheets and duvet covers and so on and so forth. The boat is brand new, just arrived from Italy. Today is Thursday. This boat got here last Sunday, so is in America since 4 days basically. And so there is a lot of stuff. We'll go to the head of the master once we go out, because now you're here. I want to keep on showing storage solution because they are amazing. Look at this. Look at the amount of storage you have here. Of course, perfect for your luggages, but also sheets, towels, I mean, cases of water. Many customers use this space also to store some extra provisions that are not necessarily needed right away. So liquor, whiskey, wine, water. I mean, case, look at this, is basically another bed in here. The only volume that you see used is this, which of course is the subwoofer for this beautiful audio video system. We talked to you about it before. This boat is equipped with the Platinum, so the best of our offering in terms of audio video, which comes with a subwoofer. So that's what it is. I'll show you briefly. Again, look at this. No excuses. This is how easy it is to service this air conditioning fan coil. So look at this. Very easy. You clean your filter, you align the panel, put it back. Oops. There you go. Put it back and you're done. Storage, of course, we'll go through it. And storage there. So look at the amount of storage solution that you have on this cabinet. Again, we go back to my friend of yesterday. Look, volume of storage there. That is all deep. And each of the cabinets, not only storage, but also intelligent storage, because you have 2 USB recharge pocket here, so you can leave your phone at night away from you, close it down so it doesn't bother you with light and sound, and but you can have it charged in the morning. And of course you have all your light control each side and power control. Let's now cover the head. This is actually interesting and very clever because mirror. Look, full height position, and I wanna, before going out for dinner, I wanna look at the way I look. Perfect full-size mirror in a perfect location where I can see from my shoes to my hair. Head. We always like to spend time in the heads because we also put a lot of effort and engineering into our heads. Every single inch of volume available. Look at this. Every single inch is used for clever, smart storage, also in the heads. And of course you have an enclosed separated shower, which I always like to show people the ergonomics of which, because probably with the human inside you can give a feeling. So rain, as well as my telephone shower here, perfect ergonomics. I'm 6 feet tall, 172, 175 pounds, give or take, and this is how I fit in the master shower. Bench, ladies always like to have bench to shave their legs, so position is perfect, and we provided beautiful finishing, same synthetic material, gives a rich effect but not affected by any element. So this is the shower of your 53 Master. So we go out, and maybe you close the door, and if you go to the VIP, and I'll be right here. Now we move into the VIP. Again, look at the volume, 53 feet, extremely wide, comfortable, long bed. So I'll show you. I'm sorry for my decoration team at the boat show, but I want to make sure that people know and see the ergonomics. So this is gives you an idea of the size of the bed. I'll not ask you to lay down here, Josh, so I'm enough. And this is the size of the bed, and gives you an idea of the comfort that you offer to your VIP guests. Of course, you will see that you have cabinets on both sides. Again, I apologize, those are the covers for the exterior of the Flybridge, but they give you an idea also of volume. Put them right here. Again, fairly long hanging bar, as long as possible. When you see those lips, maybe you'll see it on the other side. We'll see those lips, they give access to system. So most likely there are vents or valves that need to be accessed. So it's just enough to pull this, remove. For instance, this is a good example. I didn't actually know it, but I guess I see I've been around a little bit. That is your black water carbon filter, which doesn't mean that it's filtering into the cabin, and this is where it's located. So the line goes there and then goes out. But you wanted to have it in this position, you wanted to have it accessible because it need to be maintained. You want to replace your carbon elements, and so that's where it's located. And that's how easy it is to access it. No tools, and you just remove this panel and put it back in place with double-sided Velcro. And this gives you an idea of the storage on the starboard side of the 53. Now we go on the, let's see, on the port side. So we switch, and this is your port side, same thing. There's another panel there. We will not go through this again. We will not take this off, give you an idea of the amount of storage you have. And then here, another big, nice, 2 deep shelves. Another panel, removable right there. And actually here, if I remember correctly, I believe this is air conditioning again. Okay, this again, nobody can say that is complex to maintain that air conditioning fan coil filter. Panel is all in place, as we have seen, by solid system. So once you put it back, it stays, no rattling. You just align the two top one. Don't be afraid. make sure that it's deep in place and is done. And so that's how you maintain your air conditioning system. While we are at it, appreciate the LED light surrounding the trim of the bed to give, imagine this now at night, or maybe with the other light off, and you will see that gives that feeling of details and furnishing with light. These of course are two storage, two per side. So again, we go back to the each volume used. So we went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 storage areas in the VIP cabin of the 53. And under the bed also we have a solution, this time with hatches which are divided. But as you can see, you have abundant storage, shoes, soft luggage, and you name it, you have an amount of storage that is impressive. That is the battery switch of the bow thruster and the emergency kill switch of the bow thruster. So you don't want to store anything on top of that unless it is secured. Now we take a look at the head of this 53 Flybridge. Remember, 3 cabin, 2 heads, so this head is shared from here. Actually, we will go through the guest cabin from here. This head is shared as a day head and also for the guest cabin. Again, comprehensive storage everywhere you can. And so this gives you an idea of the storage. We'll take a look at the shower just to give again an idea of ergonomics. Of course, a lot of natural light, natural ventilation, fundamental in a head more than anywhere else. And look at the shower. Again, same as the master in terms of volume, absolutely comfortable. Only different here, I have an adjustable telephone rather than a rain shower. But once I put it in the position that I would use it, is basically a rain shower, and I am perfectly comfortable, and I don't feel any physical constraint. And close glass door handles, so top quality. Moving this way, we have the, please come this way, we have the guest cabin. And again, very roomy, very spacious. My entrance to the guest cabin is seamless. I start adapting when I go down to the bed. 2 single bed, actually nice, wide and comfortable. I'll show you the ergonomics again, so you can have an exact feeling, because this is a bed where I would have no problem at all to spend the night. And this is the ergonomics of the bed, full height, comfortable width. And of course, ideal for kids, maybe, but as an adult, I will have absolutely no problem to spend nights in this cabin at all. Ample storage here in this cabinet. You can open, so you have 4 shelves, hanging bar, and a top shelf as well, as you can see, usage of space. There is a storage under the beds. Also in this instance, I always like to point out, very easy, this is how you access the filter or your fan coil. So once again, no excuses. I mean, you can more than ever with COVID and everything which went on, which we started to pay much more attention to the quality of the air we breathe. I mean, cleaning our air conditioning system filter is a basic operation. We make it super easy for you, just do it. And beautiful nightstand, again, not too much to say about a guest cabin, but there is a storage, there's 2 comfortable beds, natural ventilation, natural air. I mean, it's an extra 2 people having fun on board on the Azimut-53 Flybridge. Going back up, I think we are done. We start seeing traffic coming to the boat. It's 10:15. The show is officially open. And I think we did it in perfect time, Josh. So again, Federico Ferrante here from Azimut-Benetti. I hope I give you a very good and comprehensive tour of this brand new 53. It's mainly done for the one of you which don't have a chance to come see it yet. But I always say and encourage, please call your Azimut dealer and book an appointment. Come see it for you, and more than anything, come see trial it if you're interested in purchasing, because that will be an unremarkable experience. So thank you for watching, and have a beautiful day. Bye.